Good evening. My name is Mary O'Connor, and I'm filling in for Harry Keeling. I'm the Secretary of the Board of Directors for the Alaskan Aviation Safety Foundation. And in my day job, I manage the Aviation Safety Program for the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health. And I'm also a commissioned officer in the Public Health Service, hence the uniform. This evening, we are honored to have on our show Gisele Mohler, who is the Executive Director for the Regions and Center Operations with the Federal Aviation Administration. Welcome, Gisele. Gisele is an aircraft owner and a pilot, and she's been working on the Next Generation Air Transportation System, or NextGen. Thank you for being here, Gisele.
Thanks, Mary. I appreciate being here, and would like to have an opportunity to talk about NextGen.
Would you like to give us a little bit of a history of the program and tell us what the program is about?
Well, the program is about modernizing the air transportation system. And part of that, of course, is always safety, because safety comes first in aviation. And we're trying to produce new procedures, use new avionics, new technology, new automation to try and move us into the 21st or 22nd or 23rd century, whatever is ahead, because it takes us a long time to get there in this modernization program. It's also about the environment. It's very important for us to be conscious of our environmental footprint. And if we can do things that burn less fuel, it would just be the right thing to do.
And can you tell us how that would help us in Alaska? That sounds very helpful for the flying that's done in the lower 48. But what about here in Alaska?
Well, there are a number of capstone programs that started many years ago, and I congratulate Alaska for being the test bed for all those programs. The first one is ADSB, Automatic Dependent Broadcasts, which is for surveillance. And but it's more than surveillance, because it gives you in the cockpit what some of the information for the traffic that's around your airplane, and also weather information that you ordinarily would not have. It also, for the surveillance part, is that it replaces a radar for those areas that have radar. But in Alaska, most areas don't have radar. So it is providing an additional safety factor that when you're flying somewhere and say something goes wrong, we know where you are, we can find you. It's just very important. There's also another program called WAS, and it's a wide area augmentation system. That system has also been around, was part of Capstone, but now with NextGen we introduced a vertical guidance part. And the vertical guidance allows you to get into airports when the weather is marginal or really deteriorates. I think you can go down to 200 feet with some WAS LPV approaches. Most important, though, is to use that satellite-based navigation, and you'd use that for your GPS approaches and also for the RNAV, RNP routes. They're, I guess we call them tango routes that most of the pilots use around here. You put all that together, you've got a lot of efficiencies and a lot of fuel-saving efforts. Another one is the optimized profile descents, also called continuous descent or tailored arrivals. And if you're in an airplane, even as a passenger, it is so much easier and quieter to come down to a landing from when you're getting ready to approach an airport, and to have just this continuous descent where the plane is burning less fuel, so it's advantageous to the airlines or the pilot who owning the aircraft. And it is very beneficial to the environment because we're burning less fuel. And it's very beneficial to the passenger who's still asleep, because you're not being woken up by these step-down approaches where the power keeps being moved up.
And we're using this technology in Alaska now?
We are actually using OPDs coming into the major airports, into Anchorage and into Fairbanks. You're using ADSB, especially in the Bethel area, where there's a lot of traffic. The folks who have the ADSB technology in the cockpit can see the traffic that's there. And the WAAS-LPV, there are a number of WAAS-LPV approaches to various runways in Alaska. And you know, you're talking about a state where I think 82% of the communities don't have roads that access them, so aviation is just so important, and you need to be able to get in even when the weather gets bad.
Gisele, those sound like great improvements to aviation safety for Alaskans. We look forward to hearing more about this program when we come back next time. So thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for tuning in and let you know that this program is sponsored by the Alaskan Aviation Safety Foundation. If you enjoy this program, you might consider being a member, and our applications are available on our website. If you're interested in aviation safety, we do have a float plane seminar that focuses on float plane safety, and that's going to be held on April 26th. So please join us. Thank you very much, and until next time, fly safely.